Hello, this is a video about an anime film that I watched and had to tell you about it. Yes, I owe some people witchcraft videos, which are coming. I'm not apologizing, I'm not making excuses, just in case you thought this was that, and it's not. Maybe you'll know that it's not that by the title. Anyway, so the anime film is called A Silent Voice. This deaf girl joins a new school and several kids take to bullying her immediately. She barely introduces herself with a little notebook where she writes down her name, and several little gremlins take to even physically bullying her. And I was watching this in bed and I was like, it's not real, it's fiction. Calm down, it's fine. This girl doesn't exist. You can go sleep. Didn't help. The levels of anger, girl, that I still feel in my heart for this imaginary kid. It's not even my kid. It's nobody's kid. She's not real, and yet here I am having to tell people about it because it makes me angry. I think it's been a week at this point. Maybe, who knows? I don't keep the track of time. That is none of my business, you know? So, she tries to be nice to people. She's the sweetest girl you've ever met. Like, she tries to ask everybody if they want to be friends with her, and nobody does. This one kid, the protagonist, you little bitch, if I ever catch you. The only protagonist, I guess, apart from her. When she asks him if he wants to be friends, he tosses a fistful of gravel and dirt in her face. And let me tell you one thing, when she tries to speak, it is the most endearing thing ever. I don't know if they hired a deaf actress or somebody tried to mimic the deaf speech. I don't know. But they did a good job of tugging on your heartstrings, which made all of this much worse for me. When I tell you that there are people right now so fortunate that I never procreated, because let me tell you, if I found out that my kid goes to school and gets bullied, she also had I don't feel like counting on my fingers. Uh, mm, eight, eight, eight hearing aids thrown out the window. And do you know why? Obviously, she did nothing. She was just a deaf, disabled girl in a school with normal kids. If that's normal, no. That's not the little demons. Oh. Anyway, if I found out that my kid is getting bullied, physically and emotionally bullied at school, I would have to go down, ask who's bullying my child, and then trunchbull every single fucking little demon out the window. And then go talk to the teacher. By talk, I mean shove my entire boot up their ass, because teachers, and this I speak from experience, see and know and don't do a damn fucking thing about anybody who's being bullied. All of my teachers saw and knew and then told me, well, if you just behave differently, if you just didn't act so weird, if you just try to be more sociable, if you just try to fit in more. That is lazy, irresponsible teacher behavior. Every teacher who does that should be fired and never be allowed near kids again. Because if you see, and you blame the victim, you are garbage, bitch. And then I would have to go over to the parents of every single damned little crotch demon that they spawned and beat the fucking hell out of them too. Because what do you mean your kid is bullying a disabled child? My disabled child, that doesn't exist, never will exist, but that doesn't make it any better. I literally felt like this kid was mine. And let me tell you one thing, her mother, did throw and land some punches. Not enough for my personal taste. She only slapped the dude and threw arms at this girl who repeatedly beat. Like, this movie takes, in a 5-year span, you have year 1 and then the rest takes place in year 5. This little bitch beat this kid multiple times in this span of 5 years. And then the male kid's sister holds her back. That wouldn't be me. That could never be me. I would grab a handful of hair, rip it, and use it in a hex, because that's what I do. You would not get out of my sight without something being bloodied, because you hit a disabled child multiple times, yelled at her, screamed at her, berated her, told her she's worthless, she's useless, she's weird, all of this stuff. And the only all of this bullying happened because she was different and they didn't understand her. And instead of asking the teacher, asking her, trying to, I don't know, I think Google, if this is from 2014, Google definitely existed. So use Google about deaf people. No, you proceed to physically beat her because you don't understand deaf people. Take away her hearing aid, verbally berate her, yell at her. I swear, I would put on my biggest, thickest goth. I would buy a pair of damn New Rocks just for this occasion and beat the fuck out of everybody who touched this kid of mine that doesn't exist. I've had this happen. I've been bullied for being weird and different, and nobody did anything. I didn't have any single classmate stand up for me. I didn't have a teacher stand up for me. I didn't have my parents at home do anything. So trust me that if I ever were a parent and this happened, again, I have to repeat, trunch ball that fucking little crotch demon out the window. Bullying a able-bodied child, for whatever reason, shitty enough on its own. A disabled kid that can't even defend herself. Let me tell you another thing. People like this grow up to be like that forever. Now, you can have a debate. Are they just like that? Is it nature, nurture, whomever? Doesn't matter. In my experience, such human beings always stay like that forever. They go and get jobs and adapt their bullying to adult ways, which is much more rarely physical. But the thing is that they develop more sophisticated tactics to emotionally bully their co-workers. I've read somewhere, probably on TikTok, that everybody who goes to therapy goes because somebody else didn't. Let me actually try and remember the exact phrasing. Everybody who goes to therapy goes because somebody who needed it didn't. Good enough. I'm pleased with that, and it's true. It's true. Like, so many people need to go to therapy and think about themselves. Why do you feel the need to make somebody else miserable just because you don't understand? I'm still getting so livid, girl. Like, when I remember certain scenes from that film, I'm just like... And then I have to remind myself that those people aren't real. But the thing is that does happen in schools. It happened in my day, and it happened in every day since there were schools. It's happening now. It's going to be happening tomorrow, unless the planet gets blown up by climate change or something, which looks likely. Yes, looks definitely likely that the planet will blow up because we are dumb. Oh, now we're going into environmentalism, girl. Multifaceted witch. No, seriously. This will keep happening for as long as there are kids and schools. So, if you're a parent, go buy some new rocks. Because chances are your kid might get bullied. And if you are a parent of bullies, shame on you. You're a horrible person. You're a horrible human being. I have no respect for you. If you do nothing about your child mistreating others, then I hope you meet somebody who has the anger that I do for people like you and shoves their foot up your ass, okay? Because that's what you deserve. And I'm not saying that it's always the parents' fault, because it isn't, but it's the parents' responsibility. Always. Every time it's the parents' responsibility to make sure that your kid doesn't go to school and hit others or take their stuff or break their stuff or make them miserable in any way. So yes, I think this was a long enough rant. My Ko-fi will be down below if you maybe need a reading or something. If you just have money to burn. I don't know your life. And I'm off. I'm going to go do something else. Definitely not going to watch that film again. And if you do want to watch it, well, just prepare yourself. That is something that I couldn't watch a second time. Honestly, girl, it's too much. Anyway, bye.